chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, power's redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. Written in your hand, a chance to guide. The ballot's here, the moment's near. Your voice is loud, it's crystal clear. Kiwi dreams and hopes collide. Choose the ones who'll stand with pride.
All right, welcome to What's in the Ballot. I'm your host, and we have our candidates. Elle is our MC for the questions, and welcome to What's in the Ballot. The only thing standing in our candidates' way is your vote. All right. I'm back. All right. Welcome back to It's in the Ballot. We are going to start our first round of questions. Each candidate has one. Oh, sorry. We're going to start with our introductions, our opening statements. Each candidate has 1 minute, and I will randomly generate the order. Okay. So, to start off, we have Bill.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Hi, I'm Bill Hammond. I'm a first-term councillor, hoping to get a second term. My main concentration this term will be to get the debt down, or get the debt into a manageable area, and work on keeping the rate rises down. We're in the middle of a crisis, a financial crisis, and we've just got to work through it. So let's have more of a business view on council.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Bill. All right. Next up, Matt. Yeah, Matt's here in spirit. Are you there, Matt?
Yeah, kia ora, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yep,
Go ahead.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Matt Carey. Similar to Bill, first term councillor running for a second term. A little bit about me, long career, or half of my life almost in the military. And I've been an Upper Hutt resident initially since 2007, other than a couple of short. Both of our kids grew up here, go to school here. I suppose the council ran for council because I saw through working as a public for a little bit more policy advice and that sort of lens that in a central agency to support local government thinking. I'm really proud of it. We've had some good results, and some of the things I wanted to see, like a balanced budget, working towards assets, has been included in the long-term plan. So I'm here to see that stay and that good. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it from Matt. All right, next up we have Heather.
And perhaps we should clarify, I'm Heather Newell. Thank you. I'm standing again for council. I've been on council for a number of terms since 1989. I've recently been chair of policy, Hutt Valley Services, and I'm very interested in resource management. I believe that right now we need a steady hand and experience around the council table. Now is not the time for radical change. I work in the community in Upper Hutt, and I have family connections here in Upper Hutt. Collegially around the table, I think we need a lot of collaboration, and we're looking for fresh faces on the council to be in that collaboration role. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Next up, we have Nigel.
I've lived in Upper Hutt most of my life, and I've enjoyed living in this environment. I'm happy to help with things like forest bird plantings and so on. I've been doing that for a few years. I also have been involved with the Upper Hutt Housing Trust for a few years, and so I'm aware that we need appropriate, affordable accommodation for many more people in Upper Hutt. So that's one of the issues that I'm interested in and will take action on if I get the chance. I'm also interested in recycling and reuse of resources, and I spend some of my time in Wellington working with the Free Store.
Thank you, Nigel. Next we have Rachel.
Tēnā tātou. Ko Rachel Tukaki Kingi tōku ingoa, he uri ahau no Naitirangi, no Matakana ahau. So my name's Rachel Tukaki Kingi and I whakapapa to Naitirangi. I was born in Upper Hutt at Eldersley Hospital, a maternity hospital. Raised here, went to St Joseph's Primary, am still linked to St Joseph's Catholic Church. My whānau raised my children here, my grandchildren are here. Why am I standing? This is my first time standing for council, and honestly the real reason I'm standing is I love Upper Hutt. I love our city and I love the family-friendly environment that we have. I think our previous councils have done some really wonderful things, and I just want to bring a voice to the table for people who don't always get to have a say, and also want to be able to connect to the community. Kia ora.
Thank you very much. Gurpreet.
Hello everyone, my name is Gurpreet Singh Dhillon. I'm a local small business person, a dedicated volunteer, and a proud father of two beautiful children. Me and my wife, we're raising our kids in beautiful Upper Hutt, around the valleys. Running a small business as a taxi has given me a lot of exposure about the city. I'm pretty lucky to be on the roads of this beautiful city about 8 to 10 hours a day. I have a first-hand experience what people needs in a city, and I believe that I can work on those areas. I'm running for the council to focus on the basics, balance the books. I believe that it is a tough time for all of us. We have a cost of living crisis, inflation, and all of these are hitting hard when the rates are rising as well. So I believe in fair rates, transparency, accountability, and I believe in listening, advocating, and working for our community. Ask for your chance to serve you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, next we have Henry.
Talofa. My name is Henry Gray. I am probably fairly young to be standing for something like this, but I did go to school with Dylan, and I believe he was younger than I. So the reason I just asked 2 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago, before I walked in here, I was asked by someone quite high in the council here, why were you standing, Henry? I said, I came here in 2010. I was brought here by St. Pat's, Silverstream, changed my life, and my family are here in the audience. We've always known Upper Hutt as home now. You know, I'm the first of our family to be here, and growing up with the boys in the hostel and all Upper Hutt kids. I currently volunteer and work as partly volunteer in the Upper Hutt Rams, and I've been a firefighter for over 10 years in Upper Hutt, Silverstream. So why I stand for the council, if I get elected, I just want to be the bridge for the youth, the future of our city, bring it into our hands, and we can control it a bit more. Provide opportunities, because I run a company, a small construction company in Upper Hutt and all of the Hutt Valley. So we're really looking to, I'm not about too much of a change. It's about bringing in the right energy to help the change. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Oh.
Otherwise, I want the trailer backstage.
No, sorry. Not on the list. Helen, I'm going to redo the list. You are up.
Kia ora. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Kia ora. My name is Helen Swales, and I'm standing for council because I believe Upper Hutt's best days are still ahead. I bring proven leadership, a track record of delivering for our community, and a practical common sense approach to decision making. I will work to keep rates fair, focus spending on essential infrastructure, and ensure every dollar is used wisely. I'm committed to open, transparent government where residents are heard and involved in the decisions that shape our future. I'm a champion local business, support community groups, and protect the character and environment that makes Upper Hutt such a great place to live. This election is about strong leadership you can trust, leadership that listens, acts and delivers. Together, we can build a thriving, connected and resilient Upper Hutt. I'm Helen Swales, your voice, your advocate, your neighbour. Let's make it happen.
Thank you very much, Helen. Okay. We're going to get to our first round of questions. We have here our question host, Paul. Thank you for being with us. All right, let's.
There are 28 boxes here, folks. You just give me a number, I read you the question, and then you answer it. And what about those at home? Can they hear you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But they're not the ones answering the questions.
Fair call, fair call.
So you
okay.
give me the name and I get the question.
First, Gurpreet.
I'll go number 7. Number 7, please.
I give out a question so that he can press the right button to bring it up on the thing. Question C. What council committees would you prefer to be on if elected?
It is a very interesting question, and I was thinking on the way here. So I like to be on the Community Grants Committee, but at the same time, Performance and Policy Committee. I believe that will give me a good exposure to know that where the money is going, and I can advocate the right things on behalf of our community.
We have a button. Helen.
Thank you. I think this is a really, really important question because it gives you an insight as to how you understand how council works. The most important committee for me is risk and assurance, and then it's followed by finance and performance. Policy is where we make the policies, and then full council is where we collaborate. I'm also on the hearings committee, which I think is really, really important because it directs and gives us some sense of where we are going. The Chief Executives Committee is another really important one because it's the only one that we actually employ. I would also like to sit on the Contracts Committee if it should come back. I've been privileged to sit on the regional committees, regional as in the new watered entity. I'd like to be on that. I sit currently as the alternate on the Regional Transport, Wellington Regional Leadership, and the Hutt Valley Management Subcommittee. These are all really important committees that give you the voice regionally as a council, and these are the ones that I think are important that I'd like to be on. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. All right, and next up is Helen.
Choose a number.
28.
Question N for Nelly. What will you do to stop poor council expenditure, allocate resources to critical infrastructure, and rein in huge increases in the rates?
I think this is a really important question. That's why I'd like to stand to address it. When you look at the LTP and I look at some of the expenditure that we've got H2O hydro pool, which is valued at $13.6 million. Do we really need to do it now that we've just refurbished the pool? Is it critical? Possibly not. I'd like to also rescope the Ferguson Ward Wakatiki Street intersection. I'd like to actually, the reason why I'd like to rescope it is that we're looking in the long-term plan at an integrated transport system, and maybe that might change. But also I'd like to cut wasted spending, and I'd like to go through a line-by-line adjustment as to what we spend our money in. I think it's important that at these times where we're poor with regards to finances, that we prioritise the critical infrastructure that we've got. We need to look and make sure that all the decisions that we make are transparent and we bring the community with us.
Thank you, Helen. Nigel.
If we were using...
Box.
What number would you like?
Okay. Use, as if it was transferable votes, I'll have one for Nigel.
One for Nigel.
Question R. Upper Hutt City Council doesn't have many places where tactile tiles are in use on footpaths to assist users who are visually impaired to know where it's safe to cross the road and what type of crossing they are using. Is this a core function that Upper Hutt City Council should provide, or is it a nice to have?
Protecting the safety and the mobility of our citizens is a core function, and this is something that should be a priority for the council. It's not just a nice to have.
Thank you very much. Oh, and we have a button, Dubrit.
Yeah, I think I have personal experience with that. When we talk about the pedestrian crossings, and I brought this to the attention of the concerned people unofficially that are around Upper Hutt. In pedestrian areas, we need more visibility. And it is very important because I have, being on the road most of the time, I have acknowledged a number of vehicles that were about to hit the pedestrians. So it is very important that we put more lights and make visibility around pedestrian areas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, and we have a button on the button. Rachel.
So I'd just like to add, because I feel quite strongly too, safety and accessibility should be considered a core service. It's not an optional extra. I think everyone deserves to navigate our city confidently and safely. Accessibility is not a luxury, it's a basic right.
Thank you very much. And next is Rachel.
Oh no. 17.
Question H. What skills and experience do you have that you believe would be beneficial to you as a council member?
I feel like I should stand for every question, really. I bring strong communication skills, the ability to connect with people from all walks of life, and a collaborative approach to problem solving. I've worked in roles that require balancing multiple priorities, making fair decisions, and following through on commitments, which I think are all essentials for council work. I've worked in frontline roles, frontline at places like MSD, Work and Income. I've worked for community groups, and I'm a connector. I love connecting people to solutions, and that's, for me, one of the most important things I bring to council.
Thank you very much. Bill, your turn.
Question I. What should local government be doing about climate change, Bill?
Out of all of them, I was hoping this was the one I didn't get. No, I know, but I better stand up to this one. No, I'll stand up to this one. Look, you know, it's sort of just, we just got to use a common sense approach to it and just follow what the others are doing. We're not going to change the world. We're not going to stop climate change. We've just got to either go with it and be prepared and put the money really where it is needed most, which will be probably in storm damage in Upper Hutt. So that's.
Thank you, Bill. All right, Henry, your turn.
I'll take number 9, please.
Question O. What do you see as the biggest challenges facing your community?
Obviously, there's quite a lot of challenges that we face as a community, but why I stand is for our youth, and my work and experience in working with our youth and employing youth is that this is the future of our Upper Hutt. Everything that we're trying to do now and have done in the last terms leads us to this. And I look out in the back, my kids are here. I'd like to open the doors, continue to open doors and connect our youth to our society and to our community and continue to work for the future, because I would like to build an Upper Hutt that I could honestly say and be proud that my kids are going to grow up in here and have all the opportunities that we can prepare now for them and be equipped to live their lives in our Upper Hutt. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have a button. Helen.
Thank you. So I think that some of the biggest things that our community are going to be facing are the avalanche of the government legislative change that is coming down, which is the Resource Management Act, the Local Water Done Well, and even the Fast Track Bill. And these are just a few of the things. But on top of that, we've got rising cost of living and rates that our community have to face. We have infrastructure, which is under pressure, that we need to start sorting out. We have housing affordability and the choice of what is being delivered in our community. We have environmental protection that we need to look after and address. And we have public engagement and trust with our own city council. These are all issues that I would like to address.
Thank you, Helen. We now have Rachel.
Okay, 21.
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I was looking at the next list. Actually, we have Heather. Yes.
Rachel's had a turn.
Yes, Rachel's had a turn.
I
No,
was
no, don't worry,
reading.
he's on the list. I said I was looking at the wrong list. It is Heather's turn.
You can have it, Heather.
Oh, thank you. I will go for number 5. Oh,
No, I was going to anyway. You can have
right.
number 5.
Heather, what should council priorities be when making grants to the community?
And what letter? Paul, what letter?
Sorry, that is A.
A, thank
No,
you.
V. Sorry,
V.
I had it round the wrong way. V.
V for victory.
no, Paul, could you just
V.
repeat the actual question on the card? 'Cause-
It's not, it's the letter V. for
Yeah,
Victor.
V.
Oh, V.
And it's,
Oh, V.
what should council priorities be when making grants to the community?
V for victory.
Thank you very much. And having been on this committee a number of times, and the fact that I have quite a lot of relationships into the non-profit community, I'd like to say that all community needs are vital to the group that is putting forward their application. The criteria that we use is published and reviewed on a regular basis to ensure that the community needs at the time are being met. But I think a key thing in terms of our priorities is really to say, where does our limited, very limited budget, how far can it go, and how best can the community organisations actually deliver for Upper Hutt?
Thank you very much. And Matt, I haven't forgotten about you. It is your turn.
Kia ora, thanks.
What number would you like?
Could I go for number 16 if it's there?
Question for Matt.
What letter?
It's A, sorry, letter A.
Thank you.
Are council policies helping small businesses survive and grow? That's the question for you, Matt.
Yeah, look, I think they are. I think the issue we're probably specifically in Upper Hutt is probably difficulty with some of the landowners in areas where councils and work. Obviously, we know our main street is really struggling. Our CBD is struggling, and to make an attractive place for businesses to work is probably the difference. In terms of policies and enabling, I think we absolutely are. If you look at the growth that we've had and the businesses that are occupying there, and a number of the sort of manufacturing industry of Wallaceville. So Upper Hutt is growing, and there are more people moving in. A bit of a challenge to do for our CBD and to bring some of those smaller commercial businesses in.
Thank you, Matt. Oh, and we have a button from Gurpreet, aka Dylan.
Yeah, it's respect for Matt, what he said, but I feel that I've been seeing few businesses around Main Street and spoken to them about their concerns. I believe there's some help is there, but our local business, I think we have got about 3,000 businesses in Upper Hutt, approximately. So I feel that the concerns take too long, that there's a bit of paperwork for them, and there's a little bit of high fees, and we need to speed up on the approvals and cut on the unnecessary paperwork to make it easier for the new businesses and existing businesses to do well. So that'll help us creating more jobs and obviously involvement of the youth in the work and the participation from all age groups. So thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, next round. We're starting with Nigel. Your turn.
Okay.
What number would you like, Nigel?
I'd like number 2, please. I'm working methodically through the options.
Thank you. Question why? Why?
Why not?
Why not?
Upper Hutt City Council operates 2 council-controlled organisations. Can you name them?
No. I'd hazard a guess that the library is one of them and the swimming pool's the other, but I am not confident that those are council-controlled organisations.
Thank you, Nigel. Oh, and we have a button. Bill.
Yes. Thank you. They are. Microphone. Oh, microphone.
For those at home,
Sorry, you keep forgetting. Yeah, they are Wellington Water from the Maidstone Hub in Whirinaki.
well done. Thank you. Henry.
Number 17, please.
Number 7.
17.
17.
No, they're all done. These are the ones that you can choose from.
I'll go number 25 then.
Thank you. Question AB. What's your biggest priority for the next term and how do you intend on delivering on that?
I think all priorities we're going to find out when we learn that whether we get to stand or not. But the priority is quite obvious now for me, is that we connect the youth to our society. We continue to work, and I believe if those at home, those who know me and the work I've done in this community as a volunteer and stuff, I'll stand by it that I'm one of those people that have got a lot of energy, and we'll all come in firing when we decide what we're looking for. And I'm really, really big on that, is that the community, for the future, we have to build our youth. We have to stand on that and open all those doors and continue for our future of our city. Thank you.
And we have a button. Gurpreet.
Yeah, thank you once again for the opportunity. I believe that we need to focus on the basics at the most right now. It is very clear voice from the community that they want to fix the basics, balance the books. The rates are increasing and we really, really need that we pause in on essentials for now during this cost of living crisis, inflation, and we just put our focus on the basics to fix our roads, street lights, footpaths, parks, put more accessibility for the people with mobility challenges. And obviously there are some other areas that we can work, but we need to focus on the basics so we can keep our rate fairer.
Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, we have a button from Matt.
In terms of priorities, one thing that's important to know is that we're going to go through some of the biggest change time. Half of our spend through water is going to go centrally into a regional model, and really important at this time that we don't lose sight of that and we make sure that Upper Hutt is well represented, and ultimately the consumers and the funders for this model are well represented. represented. So that's important thing to keep track of. And I think parents being in the detail of the planning and also having worked at the drinking water regulator, I understand inherently what the model looks like, but also what good looks like in that space. So it's one of the big priorities for me.
Thank you, Matt. All right. Next up is Rachel.
What number did I, 21. Sorry. I forgot what my number.
Got there in the end.
Yes.
Question X. What do you think is missing out on local government participation? Sorry, who do you think?
Who? I think young people.
Question X, yes.
Yep. So I think the people missing out on local government participation are young people, busy working families, and those without good internet access, and those that don't really even know how to use the internet. I think we need to create more flexible and accessible ways for them to get involved. If people can't reach council, then I think council should reach them.
Oh, thank you very much. And we have a button. Heather. Microphone.
Yeah, missing out on local government participation is older people. Older people in our community, a lot of them are excluded because they are not online, not confident with using digital technology. We don't have many people attending our meetings, but we do have people watching online. But neither of those opportunities suit older people. And I think we really need to think about who votes, and it's older people are very good at voting, and we need to consider them outside of digital technology.
Thank you very much. All right, we have another button from Rachel. Oh, sorry, Helen. Sorry.
It's okay. I could be a Rachel. So one of the things that I think that are missing, and I've got to support Henry here, are our young people who feel disengaged and unheard. I think Māori and other ethnic minorities whose perspectives are sometimes underrepresented. I also think low income and vulnerable residents who might lack time, resources, and access to participate. I also think people with disabilities facing physical and communicative barriers. Those without reliable or digital internet, which I support Councillor Newell with, is seniors and our rural, limiting access to online consultation. These are just some of the people that I think we do not reach.
Thank you very much. All right, let's see if I can get this right. We are back to Gurpreet.
Number 8, please, if we still have that. Let's go.
Question K. What are your ideas for helping people who do not have good internet access to be involved and have their say?
There's another interesting questions to me, because I have come across a lot of elderly people. They use transportation across. I think we need to, obviously they're not so good at the internet, so we need to do some newsletters for them. We need to organize in-person meetings as much as possible, and post letters. Probably they like being old school, the young generation like us, more of emails and things, but they love to have a letter in their letterbox, and when they see a letter, put a smile on their face too. So I think it's helps engaging. That is a big lack in the council right now, that there is not a strong community engagement. A community advisor group can be a good option as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and we have a button. Rachel.
So I'd just like to add to that, because I think it's really important. We're becoming a world that constantly assumes everyone's online, and we're not all online. And as Heather said before about older people especially, for me, I'd like to see more face-to-face engagement, maybe pop-up stores in city centre, surveys and community hubs, and local drop-in sessions where people can share ideas and concerns in person. But what I'd like to see is us actually going out to groups. Let's go out to, where are our people? Where are our community? They're at sports clubs, they're at things with their kids. Let's go out to places like that. And that's the sort of thing I'd like to see, a little bit more of that type of community engagement.
Okay, now we have Matt. Oh, Heather, I'm sorry.
Yes, I don't think I can be confused for Matt.
No, I really
I'll
don't think
go
so.
for number 14, please.
Question you. How should Upper Hutt work with the regional council to improve local transport?
Thank you, Paul. We already do work with the regional council in terms of improving local transport and making sure that our voice is heard at the regional level. This is really a question for our regional council representative, because I feel that we are doing the best we can to advocate for our community with the regional council. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, have I missed anyone? Nope. All right. Next round. Nigel. Your turn.
Okay. I think number 3 has gone, so I'll take 4, please.
I saved it for you.
Good man. Good man.
You're so kind.
Double A question. Tell us what you think of local government or local democracy, Nigel.
Right. I'm in favour of local government and local democracy. I suppose that's why I'm here as a candidate. But I think that we need to increase representation of underrepresented groups. I think that we need a Maori ward in Upper Hutt, and that will be something I'm working towards if I'm on council for the next triennium.
Thank you, Nigel. And we have a button from Helen.
Hi. I really think that local democracy is really important. It is the closest level of democracy for any of our people in our community. It's where decisions directly affect our everyday lives, from roads, parks, water, and community services. Strong social democracy means residents have a real voice, transparency in the norm, and councils are accountable and be responsive. When local government works well, it builds strong trust, strengthens communities, and makes sure everyone's needs are considered. That's why I'm passionate about serving and making sure Upper Hutt's lead democracy is open, inclusive, and effective.
Thank you, Helen. That will be the last button. And Matt.
Can I go for number 8, please?
It's already gone, Matt. Would you like number 6?
Sure. Yep, 6 is good.
Question B. Is rate money being spent responsibly?
B.
Yeah, thanks. I heard the question. Look, I guess that's probably one of the things I'm most proud of this term, is that after over a decade of not running a balanced budget, of using debt to service renewals and not depreciating any of assets, which means basically not putting any money that could replace our assets when they come to age. We're in a pretty debt, and that's, you know, it equals a lot of interest to pay for ratepayers. So to change that policy in our long-term plan, so that we do put money away on new assets and so we can replace them, and the fact that we're working towards a balanced budget, so we're not spending, earning. It has meant rate increases in the short term, but the long long term means we don't kick down to future generations.
Thank you very much, Matt. All right, Bill.
Yourself at 18.
Sorry, did I miss a button there? No? Okay.
Question F. How will you fit in council meetings with your other commitments, like bowls?
Sorry, that wasn't on the question.
No. No, your number. Yeah, well, I'm lucky. I own a business with good staff, and I have lots of flexibility of time, and that's the most important: is flexibility of time, and you must enjoy reading. And I don't have any problem with commitments for council.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, what did I miss something, Rachel?
No, I was telling him to put his microphone on.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm down the line of sight, so
Just throw something.
yeah, just me throw something. How's that? Okay, Henry, your turn.
Thank you. Makes it easy. Question P. Do you think Upper Hutt City Council should establish a dog park?
This is a tricky question. I'm not a pet owner myself. I did grow up with a lot of dogs and it was fun at times. I do have chickens, but a dog park, I know a lot of the community have voiced a need for a dog park, but are we still talking about keeping rates down? Because there's Upper Hutt's full of nature, a lot of free land that we can take our dogs to responsibly on leashes. If we're still talking about keeping rates down, I think we should ask ourselves that when we talk about dog parks and a few couple of privileges. We're in a time of need and we should think about spending responsibly on our needs.
Thank you, Henry. Well said. All right, Helen.
Could I please have 12?
Question J. Could Upper Hutt City Council be more open with its information and meetings access? If so, how?
I think this one has been on everybody's mind. Transparency pledges for Upper Hutt City Council, I think, is really, really important. I believe Upper Hutt City Council deserves a council that is open, honest, and accountable to its community. And if I was elected, this is what I would do. I would make council information clear and easy to understand and plain language, summarising and visual guides for all in the community, ensuring all meetings and workshops are live streamed and archived online for anyone to watch at any time. Opening up important discussions to the public unless there is a vital legal reason why it should be closed. Providing tools that let residents track decisions from start to finish, including how public feedback shapes outcomes. Creating more meaningful opportunities for residents to participate, speak, and influence council decisions. Adopting a transparency by default approach, sharing information freely unless legally required to keep it confidential. Together we build a more open and connected Upper Hutt where everyone's voice is heard.
All right, we have a button from Matt.
Yeah, thanks. I guess one thing that's important to me on this is that we've had closed door many years. It's only been in the last term through a lot of advocacy. The new councillors on there, like myself, to actually look for more transparency and open these up so that doors organisation that makes decisions in the dark. We now publish the workshop agendas, but I think that they can be streamed just like our council meetings are, and people can actually see the questions that advice that we're receiving, and so that they know that the decision making is made, and it's not it's not any sort of closed door or secret type work.
Thank you, Matt. And we have a button from Heather.
I would like to clarify that we don't make any decisions behind closed doors. We make decisions in council meetings which are available to the public and are live streamed. Yes, we have workshops that are not open to the public, but those workshops are for us to have briefings and to give us time to investigate some of the issues that could crop up. But when we make decisions, they are made in public.
Thank you. Now, I think we've used both your buttons.
Oh, I have. I was going to
You
ask,
have?
am I allowed another one? But that's okay. That's fine.
What do people think? Do we have to put it
No,
on?
it's fine.
Yeah? All right. Yep.
Well, now I might need to save it. No.
All right. No, go right ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to add to that because I think council does try and provide information and access, and it's, you know, I guess it's up to us to go and find, you know, what we need to know. But I'd just like to see better engagement with the community because a lot of people just don't know. They don't actually, a lot of our people don't even know that they can ask questions or that they can find out information from the council. And that's where I think we're missing a step. So to me, that community engagement and getting the information out there is super important.
Well said.
Thank you very much. All right. Next up, Gurpreet.
Question W. What political party are you linked to?
None. I'm running as a councillor independent, and I believe that running as a councillor independent is very important to work along the central government in so many prospects. And I would love to engage with all of them to bring the best for Upper Hutt. So if I come to in any conflict, I would love to declare it and let everybody know. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we have a button from Nigel.
I have worked for years as a clown, and I was once invited to entertain at a function that was held in the Great Hall of Parliament. And that's the only way that I got in on a party list.
All right. Next, Heather.
Paul, can I have number 19, please?
Yes.
Very polite.
Question M.
M for Mercy.
What are your ideas for achieving more public participation in local government decisions?
I think the answer to this one is quite simple. We need to be out there more, communicating with our communities, taking the interests of local people right out to them. We also have some government changes that are required to be communicated. And we have a lot of pressures and consultations, but basically we need to be out there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well said. Okay. Rachel.
Number 10, is it still there? Yes.
Question Z. If a candidate is found to be breaking the campaign rules, do you believe that candidate should publicly own the mistake or issue, or should it be able to be brushed under the rug, and why?
Actually, I don't know why I was looking at my notes for that. Because, like, absolutely, they should own it. If you break the rules, you need to own it, and you shouldn't be breaking the rules, for goodness sake. You're standing for council, you need to be open and honest and transparent, and if you're not, then you shouldn't be here.
Thank you, Rachel. Matt, you're up.
Do you want to pick Paula? I can't see any. First,
Do you like number 11?
sounds good.
Question S. Do you think council should be involved in providing social housing, and if so, how?
Oh, tough question. Look, I don't think we have the resources to actually manage that appropriately. More advocating through like community housing. We should be in trust. We should be also advocating more with Kainga Ora, making sure that we're actually opening up housing and new developments. So there's policy positions that we could take with the developers and part of our planning. But in terms of actually owning social, I think we wouldn't do it justice.
Thank you, Matt. All right, we have 3 minutes left. So what should we do? Should we? Yeah?
Oh,
All right, speed round?
cool. Let's speed date.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, let's start from the first one. And we are going to have Helen.
27, sorry. That's my water.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Question E. What are your priority areas for expenditure?
Okay, 30 seconds. Maintain and renew existing assets before building new ones. Value for money. Every dollar must deliver measurable benefits to the community. Future-proofing. Spend with long-term sustainability in mind, climate, population growth and tech change. Engage early. Major spending priorities should be shaped with resilience input, not after the fact.
Well done, well done. All right, Henry, you're up.
13, please.
Lucky 13.
Question Q. What budget line expenditure would you remove to help rates down in Upper Hutt without disrupting basic services?
I think when we're talking about services, we're talking about our needs. In the budget line, I'm not quite familiar with it because obviously I'm new to the show, but there's a few that's come to mind: that Whirinaki, the hub, the sports hub, and the pools. So what are the expenditures going there? I believe that that's put up to the voice of the community. What would you like to remove and pick one? Because I think one of those ones there, obviously the council is forever propping up our community services. So there's one there that doesn't return as much as the others. Thank you.
Thank you. Matt, you're up.
Number 20, all right for you, Matt?
Sounds good.
Question T. Should we have more cycle lanes in Upper Hutt, Matt?
I actually think yes. I've still been an advocate for this. I think in the design, when we're looking at our, we should. I bike to school from Silverstream to Maidstone with just ludicrous. The roads coming onto Ferguson Drive are dangerous. They go on our own. The problem is cost. So we need to be clever. We need to have a long-term transport strategy so that when we do incremental change, we can fit them in and not just, I guess, sort of commuter problem like we see in Wellington City. So sure, it needs to be planned well though.
Thank you, Matt. Next up, Heather.
Could we still butt in or?
Yep.
Sorry, speed date.
That's all right.
Okay, just 23.
Question G. What is your approach to handling controversial and complicated issues?
Listen and learn, no prejudging, careful consideration, do your homework and your research, and keep an open mind. Otherwise, you are in trouble. Thank you.
Short and sweet. Thank you very much. All right. Bill.
Bill, you've got number 24.
You're getting 24.
L.
L.
What part of the community or business sector does council need to work more closely with?
Okay, probably the whole lot. We need to work with the business sector and actually find out what they want. We don't have a monopoly on good ideas, and we need to work a lot closer with the community as to what we can achieve and what they really want. We are very bound by the financial side of it, but the business sector will have good ideas and work out what they can work with, and the same as the community.
Thank you, Bill. Last, Rachel.
What is your view on residential, commercial and industrial growth in the district?
What letter?
Oh, that's D.
D. So
Sorry.
growth is inevitable, but it needs to be smart growth. That means planning ahead so housing developments have the infrastructure and services they need, supporting commercial and industrial growth that brings local jobs, and protecting the green spaces and environment that makes Upper Hutt a great place to live in.
Well done. All right, we went a little bit over. So I'd like to thank our question host, Paul, our candidates, our audience, and our workers here, and Stacy. All right, we'll be back in 10 minutes with hard-hitting questions.
Why are we not moving?
Are you clear? Sam? Are you clear? Yep.
We're taking a pause, just a short little breather to stretch out your legs. You don't need a leader. The live stream will be back, so don't go too far. But for now, you can wander wherever you are. Intermissions aren't really a thing anymore, but we think they're cool, a tradition to adore. A moment to breathe, have a laugh, maybe chat. There's magic in breaks, and we're keeping that. Head to the lobby, I mean your kitchen with glee, for snacks that are tasty and drinks. Fill up your plate, pour a glass, take your time, then come back refreshed. We'll resume on a dime. Your kitchen with glee, for snacks that are tasty and drinks. Maybe 3. Fill up your plate, pour a glass, take your time, then come back refreshed. We'll resume on a dime. Get to the lobby, I mean your kitchen with glee, for snacks that are tasty and drinks. Maybe 3. Fill up your plate, pour a glass, take your time, then come back refreshed. We'll resume on a dime. I mean your kitchen with glee, for snacks that are tasty and drinks. Maybe 3. Fill up your plate, pour a glass, take your time, then come back refreshed. We'll resume on a dime. Just a short little breather to stretch out your legs. You don't need a leader. The live stream will be back, so don't go too far. But for now, you can wander wherever you are. Intermissions aren't really a thing anymore, but we think they're cool, a tradition to adore. A moment to breathe, have a laugh, maybe chat. There's magic in breaks, and we're keeping that. Head to the lobby, I mean your kitchen with glee, for snacks that are tasty and drinks. Fill up your plate, pour a glass, take your time, then come back refreshed. We'll resume on a dime. Your kitchen with glee, for snacks that are tasty and drinks. Maybe 3. Fill up your plate, pour a glass, take your time, then come back refreshed. We'll resume on a dime. Into the lobby, I mean your kitchen with glee, for snacks that are tasty and drinks. Maybe 3. Fill up your plate, pour a glass, take your time, then come back refreshed. We'll resume on a dime. To the lobby, I mean your kitchen with glee, for snacks that are tasty and drinks. Maybe 3. Fill up your plate, pour a glass, take your time, then come back refreshed. We'll resume on a dime. it, don't panic, but it's almost time to get back to the show. The candidates have stretched their legs, been partying, taking a break. Cause there's still hard-hitting questions, closing statements and stuff you wanna know. So grab those snacks for their answers and prep for decisions you need to make. Oh, 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 oh. The candidates have stretched their legs. The candidates have stretched their legs, been partying, taking a break. Oh, 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 oh. There's still hard-hitting questions, closing statements and stuff you wanna know. So grab the snack you wanna know. So grab those snacks, here the answers and prep for decisions you need to make. Oh, 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 oh. Together we shape this land divine. Ocean in your hand, a chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, powers redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor align. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor align. Together we shape this land divine. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. The ballot's here, the moment's near. Your voice is loud, it's crystal clear. Kiwi dreams and hopes collide. Choose the ones who'll stand with pride. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor align. Together we shape this land divine. The future's written in your hand. A chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. And together we shape in your hand, a chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned, and together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot we belong. Ballots here, the moment's near, your voice is loud and
Welcome back to Wits and the Ballots. We are here for the second half of our show, in which we ask our candidates 3 hard-hitting questions.
hard-hitting questions. We're not gonna make a running. What does a question? Because every candidate has answered the hard-hitting questions.
All right, welcome back. So I've randomly generated our list, and so the first hard-hitting question, number 1, there is a lot of talk about amalgamation into a unitary authority similar to Auckland Council. What are your views on this? And we'll start with Matt.
Can you hear me?
Matt, are you there?
Yes.
Yes.
Trying to speak. Okay. All right. Cool.
Now,
I hear. Look, I think we have to look at it when 50% of our spend through. But I always get a little bit concerned when we're talking regionally, the population, so we don't get a lot of voice in that room or in that space. I also think we're incredibly resilient as a location, and if we're looking at amalgamating, then you start erosion, you start to think about the fault lines, and are we going to the other councils currently hold that we don't ourselves? And the other thing I think is concerning is align rates. We are the lowest city in terms of rate constituents pay, so that will be a risk. But there is some benefit. People can move from around the region, and they know what the planning looks like. Start within business. So, look, I'm up for the discussion, but I do have some concerns.
thank you, Matt. Next up, Heather.
Thank you very much. Amalgamation in the region is not on the table right now, but I think we could enhance our collaboration. On water, for example, we are working with the other councils in the area. And I think collaboration could be the way forward rather than amalgamation.
Thank you, Heather. Rachel.
I think while amalgamation can create efficiencies, it means quite often that communities can lose their voice and decision-making becomes really distant. Upper Hutt has its own identity and needs. For me, I'd want really strong proof that any amalgamation would benefit our residents before I would support something like that. But I agree with Heather, collaboration, definitely. Any changes must put Upper Hutt first.
Thank you, Rachel. Henry.
Do you think? Sorry, amalgamation. I'm new. I haven't, been in that chat, but as a resident and someone that loves Upper Hutt, I think could be damaging to the bigger picture going forward for our city. And let's not forget, Upper Hutt's pretty big. It's a pretty big place, and it's continuing to grow. And I feel like the voice and our identity will get a little bit watered down if we go into some super city sort of voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Bill.
Hi. No. collaboration is the answer, definitely. But we'll lose our independence, our identity, and we'll have less say in our communities. If you want to have parking meters or everything in Upper Hutt, fine. You want to have higher rates? Yeah, let's go for it. People are saying we should amalgamate, mainly because it'll save the costings in the 190 odd staff that we have. It won't. If they are busy, it won't. It'll just put them down Lower Hutt. We will lose our identity and we will end up like Petone, Wainui and Eastbourne, who are doing fine, and then Lower Hutt took them over. And guess what Petone's biggest problem is now? Is their parking meters. Nobody will go down there.
Thank you, Bill. Gurpreet.
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with the candidates, and it's good to see that we all have a similar answer to this question. We love the independency. I think the Upper Hutt people, we are a family of 50,000 people here, and we love to be independent, but at the same time, we need to work collectively in some areas where we can save some money, and we can work towards the progress. So we have seen some examples is that there is, and the question itself says the Auckland City. So I know a few candidates there and an sitting councillor as well, and they're not liking the idea very much of a super city. So I believe that we should be independent, but at the same time, we need a collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you. Nigel.
Democracy can be tyranny. If we were joined with Lower Hutt, for example, they'd be more than twice the size of Upper Hutt, and so we would lose control over our assets and what was done to us. So I'm opposed to amalgamation. That's also the reason why I'm in favour of Maori wards, because Pākehā people can vote the way they want, but it overlooks the needs of tangata whenua. And that I think is the reason why we should have avoid amalgamation and work to get Maori wards in Upper Hutt.
Thank you, Nigel. Helen.
Thank you. Like many of those standing for council have agreed that amalgamation has its pros and cons. The biggest issue for us is that our neighbouring councils have all got a referendum asking their community if they want to do amalgamation. We're the only ones that are not doing it. So I see that the pressure is going to come down on our council and our people. I remember when we did this conversation with our community, it was a resounding no, we do not. I'm all about collaboration, making sure that we can cut costs and share costs and look at any avenue where we can come together in a consensus. But my fear is when I look at the regional council and I look at how many councils are involved, we only get one voice around that table. And that's my fear, that we lose our identity and we lose our voice. Happy to have the conversation with the community, but I don't believe they're ready for it. They're ready for consolidation and collaboration and look at where we can work together.
Thank you very much. All right, hard-hitting question number 2. Do you think you have any personal or professional relationships that could become a conflict of interest while serving as a council member? And this time we're starting with Matt.
Kia ora. No, and interesting when we talk about personal relationships, because we're deeply involved in the community and can represent each part of the community. You know, I'm involved in son's rugby. I'm involved with my daughter's school and her sports. We get, you know, generally involved through clubs, our own sports we do. I think it's an interesting dilemma. Personally, absolutely, I register my contacts, my conflicts or potential conflicts, and the room away from the table when decisions are made. But it's something you should be open and transparent about. But yeah, nothing that would, I guess, risk me or serving as a councillor. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. Helen.
I don't have any conflicts of interest that I'm aware of, but I do understand that it's up to the individual to actually recognise whether they do have a conflict of interest. And when they do recognise that, they need to make it very loud and clear whether it's a pecuniary or a non-pecuniary. And when I mean that is it financial or non-financial? And I have to state that our standing orders in Upper Hutt City Council are not very clear on that. So I look forward to what central government are proposing, that we do a standardised conflict of interest, code of conduct and standing orders, and I look forward to seeing what that might look like.
Thank you very much. Henry?
I don't think I have any conflicting relationships with being in the council. I'm a GDO, a game developer for rugby at the Upper Hutt Rams, and I do sit on the committee, but I haven't been to a committee meeting because I was coaching this year. And I do believe that when it comes down to it, like Helen, it's up to the individual to declare that, and I will always do and say it, and I'll do it what's best for Upper Hutt as a collective. Doesn't matter what I'm involved in, as long as it comes down to this. Thank you.
Thank you. Heather?
Thank you very much. We do have definitions around what might comprise a conflict of interest, as Helen pointed out, and we are asked to report regularly on whether we think that at this particular time or this particular issue that's in front of us, as to whether we might have a conflict of interest. But right at this present moment, I have none.
All right. Bill?
Yes, no, I don't have any that I am aware of. We do have a pecuniary interest form that we fill out every year, and I put down all the things that I do and all the things that I own, and that seems to be all right. And yes, and if I felt there was a conflict of interest or anything like that, I would step away from the table until it's over.
Thank you, Bill. Rachel?
I don't have any conflicts of interest, personal or professional, but I've been a member of many committees, and Upper Hutt sports committees, dancing committees. I've been a public servant, so I have so many different relationships. For me, it would be anything that I was part of the decision-making process, and I knew that there was something there, I'd absolutely declare it. So, but as of now, nothing.
All right. Matt? Oh, sorry. Repeat.
Yeah. Thank you. I have 0% conflict of interest in this manner, and if anything occurs in the future, I will be more than happy to declare and be transparent. Thank you.
Thank you. Nigel?
I'm a member of Forest and Bird. I'm a founder of the Upper Hutt Housing Trust. I belong to a church in Silverstream, but I don't see that any of those are going to give me a conflict of interest. And if there is a conflict that arises, I'll be happy to declare it.
All right. Hard-hitting question number 3. What is your position on retaining the Te Upuku o Te Ika Maui Maori constituency for Greater Wellington Regional Council, and why do you hold that position? How did I do with the pronunciation? Okay. All right.
Quite good. Same the last bit that was, the one that everyone screws up.
Okay. All right. So this one, Henry.
Is this question targeting at that if they should have a seat?
Yes, there's a voting referendum that Upper Hutt voters are going to be voting for the Greater Wellington Regional Council.
Okay, I think myself, I'm Samoan. I was brought to New Zealand through an opportunity, and I do respect the fact that New Zealand is a very diverse country, as well as Upper Hutt, where we were growing up. And I feel like they should have, because like Nigel referred to at the start, that, you know, we vote for all our own interest and what's good for us. And for some of us, we're just voting for what's good for our family. But we don't, sometimes we forget and we miss the opportunity to think about our tangata whenua, their place and their land. So I think I would stand that they should have a voice and a seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Okay. Bill.
Yes, that's really a decision for Greater Wellington Regional Council, but yeah, we will be voting on it. I am still up in the air on which way I would vote. I did vote against having a referendum in Upper Hutt because of the cost. But Wellington Regional is different, very different, because there's a lot of land and water and things that really they bring a lot of consultancy from Maori and Maori leaders into it, and that may change my vote to voting for one for them.
Thank you, Bill. Helen.
Thank you. And I'm just going to get on the back of what my colleague said, which is Bill Hammond, with regard to the Greater Wellington Regional Council. Yes, I agree that there is a lot of synergy there, and I would support them having a Māori seat around the table. When you're looking at after Papatūānuku, the why, all of those things, that is the area that Greater Wellington Regional Council look after. And there are so many synergies there that come into the kaupapa of Māoridom. So I see that their voice at that table is very, very important. So it would get my vote.
Thank you, Helen. Heather.
I couldn't really say it any better than Helen said it there. This is a completely different issue than the one that we had to deal with ourselves. We don't have wards in Upper Hutt. We're somewhat of a rarity. And there were issues around, how do I put it, the democracy. Sorry?
Proportionality of the population.
Proportionality of the population, yep, absolutely. So in this case, yes, I will be voting yes.
Nigel.
I am in favour of retaining the Maori constituency.
All right, Rachel.
I support retaining Te Upoko Tika Maui Māori constituency. Dedicated Māori representation ensures mana whenua and Māori voices are part of regional decision making, which strengthens outcomes for the whole community. Māori seats strengthen decision making and really reflect our commitment to partnership.
Matt.
Yeah, kia ora, I guess the disappointing thing is feedback. The disappointing thing is, I guess, why isn't the question, do you support a Māori ward? It's one of the few on Upper Hutt that actually voted for both initially and through the vote on the referendum. I'm incredibly disappointed that we don't. We should be representing Māori regionally. My wife, my children, whakapapa. And I just know that the Māori worldview is inherently communal and inherently better outcomes, shared better outcomes across the community. So for Greater Wellington Region.
Thank you, Matt. Gurpreet, you're up.
Yes, I'm in a favor of Māori vote. I believe that I myself has come from a multicultural background, so it is a strong opinion that we have a diverse voice on the table. The matter is only that we get the most capable people on the table from that community to serve the community. So yes, I am in a favor of it. Thank you.
That is the end of the list.
But this time I'm not running over the knee. So Upper Hutt is in a very rare situation where
they have chosen not to go forward with the referendum, but Greater Wellington Regional Council has, so all voters will still be subjected to the referendum. And the interesting uniqueness in Upper Hutt is the fact that both the regional council, like candidate Ros Connolly has been elected, and her Māori constituency councillor has been also elected unopposed. So you won't see the regional council on the ballot paper. Great news, you won't get STV first past the post confused. But the thing is, every Upper Hutt voter will be voting in one multi-ward referendum. Now, if we look at Nick or we look at myself, okay, we are voting in two multi-ward referendums because I live in Wellington City Council, Nick lives in Kempsey Coast District Council. They've got a multi-ward at the district council level and a multi-ward at the regional council level. So so while Upper Hutt's not doing it, the regional council is, and just be aware, you know, make sure you do sit there and take that into account when you get your ballot papers out there, because it is a very important issue and it's something not to sit there and skip. Oh, is that not coming through? Here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is what happens when it's online and the weird way we've got this wired up. So yeah, when you do come to it, just remember, Upper Hutt voters, you do have to vote in the multi-ward referendum for the Greater Wellington Regional Council, and we're hoping that now you're not going to get voting paper shock when you get your ballot papers in about a month's time.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, we are up to our closing statements, and I have generated the list again, and we are starting with Gurpreet.
Amazing. Thank you so very much for the opportunity today. As I mentioned myself in the earlier that I am in Upper Hutt for Upper Hutt. Most of my time through my work is on your roads, streets, your groves, your avenues. So I'll be easily approachable to all of you. I strongly believe in listening, advocating, and delivering the positive results. I'm open for healthy discussions, constructive feedbacks, and positive criticisms that leads us to positive outcomes. So I ask for your vote. Last elections, we had a very little polling, but this elections, I would encourage you all, because cost of living in all this scenario is hitting all of us. So please come forward to vote for this generation and the future generation. So I ask for all of your precious vote. Please vote for me. I will not disappoint you. I'll be your strong voice on the table. Thank you.
Heather.
Thank you very much. I am a steady hand, and now is not the time for radical change around the table. Yes, we need fresh inspiration. We need some younger people, but we also need the voice of experience, and that is something that I bring to the table. Recently, I've been chair of policy, chair in the past of Hutt Valley Services. I'm interested in resource management, and I have 8 terms of experience. I also believe that local government is somewhat in my family, and I just want to share one of my most proud moments ever was when my own son stood for council and got over 4,000 votes. Unfortunately, 4,000 votes is not enough to get elected, but for an 18-year-old, this was a marvelously great achievement. And so, yes, with local body in my blood, I hope to be around again, working in Upper Hutt.
Matt, your closing statement.
Yeah, kia ora, thank you. But this is my second time running for council. Some of the things I managed to achieve in the first round, making sure we were spending our money and better replacements so that we're not doing to our kids what has been done to us in terms of, you know, aging assets that we don't have funding to replace. I'm well connected to the service, that's through the military. And then more recently as a public servant, live here and work in Wellington, so I understand some of the issues we face daily. And kids that have grown up here, and I understand some of the challenges that we have, city, some of the difficulties that they are going to face trying to find ability. So look, I'm here to advocate for that, and I'm here to continue spending our money wisely, making sure that we represent the community well.
Thank you, Matt. Helen.
Thank you. So I'm Helen Swales, and I've had the privilege of being the Deputy Mayor for 2 terms. I'm asking for you to vote me back on council because I believe that I can do the hard work that matters the most for our community. I've got a strong voice for businesses, I've got a strong voice for community groups and for everyday residents that live in our community. So together we can keep Upper Hutt moving forward, growing sustainably and protecting what we love, making sure that our city remains a place where people want to live. So I'm asking you to return me back to council by when you receive your voting papers, voting for me, because I will be a proven and committed voice around the table. Vote Helen Swales.
Thank you, Helen. Henry.
Whawhetai, whawhetai, whawhetai te lava. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am Henry Gray. Upper Hutt holds a special place in my heart. In 2010, I moved from Samoa through a life-changing opportunity to attend St. Patrick's College, Silverstream. I have lived, raised my family, and called Upper Hutt home. I was raised with the belief that we live a life of service. Over the years, I've been involved in our community as a volunteer firefighter and as a rugby game developer for the Upper Hutt Rams. I believe in empowering our young people, supporting cultural connections, and ensuring our diverse community feels heard. As Upper Hutt continues to grow, I want to help guide growth in the right direction, to listen, observe, and take action. I will work hard to represent shared interests and challenge where necessary. Let's build a future for Upper Hutt that reflects the strength, heart, and potential for everyone that who calls it home. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Bill.
Hi, and thanks everybody that's come out here, and thanks for it's in the ballot for putting this on. I'm Bill Hammond. I've done 1 term at council, and gee, what a learning curve that was. I've never read so much stuff in my life, and ended up quite enjoying it. It would be, I think, the first 3 years definitely is what you do. You just learn. You just use your 2 eyes and your 1 mouth, and then you just work out what you can achieve and what's important to you. And the most important thing I've learned for my first 3 years is to be focused on what was best for Upper Hutt and respect for everybody else's views and attitudes, and just work it out from there. I was a Braeburn-born baby from Upper Hutt, and I've been brought up here. I've run a business now for 43 years, trying to retire from it. And the only way I'm used to actually working out my ideas and how things work on the way home in the vehicle. It's a fair job trying to convince 10 others that you've got to that you've got to get anything across. But hey, vote for me, and we'll see what happens.
Rachel.
Tēnā tātou, ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa. I actually didn't prepare a closing statement, so vote for me, I guess. No, please vote for me because I love Upper Hutt. I want Upper Hutt to continue to be the wonderful place that I grew up in, that my children and my grandchildren can be proud of, so that they want to stay here and don't want to move from Upper Hutt. If I get onto council and I'm one of your councillors, I'll be a voice at the table for anybody. And I'll always do my best for Upper Hutt.
Thank you, Rachel. Nigel.
I've been serving the community through Forest and Bird and the Upper Hutt Housing Trust and some church involvement. And I am Nigel Bender, standing for Upper Hutt City Council.
All right, well, that brings us to the end of our show. I would like to thank our candidates, our audience, our crew, Sam, Stacy, Logan, and myself. And we are a non-profit organization, and any donation helps. Speak to Sam. He's the man. And good night, Upper Hutt.